Long-deserved awards are finding you, Capricorn. And this is happening again, like I said, my moon readings are the internal dance. Now, obviously, this is going to show itself on the external. So, hello, Capricorn. My name is Kristen Simone Hansen, and welcome to SeaGoat Secrets. Alright, Capricorn, so I'm Kristen, and I'm a healer. In this video, you are going to get a full rundown of Capricorn's energy for the Aquarius full moon and how it will affect you and your placements. I begin with the astrology and I end with a card reading. If at any point in this video you feel connected to me and would like to become a client of mine, you can do so by joining this link here. And also in the bio, I welcome you. And if you would like to know what my clients are saying about me and my client circle, you can also see this link here as well. And as you all know, I am a global citizen, and so if you have not already, please let me know where you're listening from in the comments, and we can all connect and be a strong collective. Now, with all that being said, let's get into this. Alright, so hi Capricorn, here we are for your Aquarius full moon video, and I haven't done one of these in a while. I will just say this time around, when it comes to the full moon energy, Capricorn, the biggest thing that I want to emphasize this time around, I guess with these moons, is the fact that moon energy is about what's going on in your emotions. It's about what's going on in the mind and internally. Now, of course, this affects our finances. It affects all aspects of our lives, love, career, etc. But my main focus is I want to treat the moon readings like the way I do the personal readings. Encouragement, direction, clear, concise, precise, and practical advice that I can give from the barrels of my soul, really, in terms of where it is that you need to be, what's going on in your subconscious, what's going to be unearthed in you emotionally, and the steps that you can take to ensure that you can get the best out of this moon energy in terms of your relationship to yourself and your own personal development. Now, when we're talking about this Aquarius full moon Capricorn, it is trining beautifully with the Aquarius Pluto transit. And this Aquarius Pluto transit is very loud, okay? It's very beautiful. It's a sacred energy saying to you, where is my self-worth? Where are my values? How do I see and understand myself? Where is my practical understanding of self? And how can these things benefit me? That's what this energy is saying to you, Capricorn, and it's saying this to you at a very full degree. Capricorn, it's hot. I apologize because I think that I'm in a shadow. I'm in quite an overcast, but hopefully I look okay. But nonetheless, yeah, so it's coming in and it's asking you about your values. It's asking you about your self-worth. And the way in which the second house activation is merging with the moon, right? The moon and Pluto. So the moon is sitting in your subconscious. Like I said, it's sitting in your emotions, ruled by Cancer. So we're talking about a watery energy, and we've got Pluto also in a watery energy in Scorpio. So the two are doing an interesting dance together, even though Aquarius is an air energy. Aquarius is also not shy of navigating water, understanding how to put itself through, let's say, the emotions. Aquarius isn't shy of, well, I tend to say Aquarius is the water bearer who bears water without getting wet. But in this case, this is again about your relationship to rising above the emotions, rising above the ways in we can get washed away in our insecurities and our emotions, and being able to use rationality and logic to rise in your self-esteem, Capricorn. How can you align with a greater sense of self? Now, this is going to be at a full degree. You knew this back in the Aquarius season when we were looking at the Aquarius new moon, and this is now coming full circle now that we're in the Aquarius full moon, and it's asking you to, again, look at all that has happened. Look at all that has played out throughout the year. You are not the same person, SeaGoat. You've healed exponentially. Now, with Aries being in Chiron, going in retrograde, Up until this retrograde, things have gotten very shaky for you. Your sense of stability. What does stability look like? Who are you really? How do you value yourself? How do you see yourself? Things could have been a bit mucky. You guys tend to get a bit foggy around Cancer season anyway. This time, Cancer season was beautiful for you because it was trining with Jupiter. And again, people want to pour into you. People want you to see how wonderful you are. But SeaGoat, it doesn't always help if you can't see yourself clearly. This retrograde is really nice in Chiron because it's getting you to see yourself through clear eyes. It wants you to understand who it is that you are. It wants you to see your value, see your worth, understand that stability is owed to you, understand that it's a part of you. It's not something you have to work for. It's not something on the outside of you. All of the things that happened during the Pluto transit, they were there to shape you and create you, Capricorn, but a lot of lies were told to you in order to break you down so that you could build yourself up. And now there is nothing but truths that are in front of you that say, this is who I am. And I can see myself through a much more valuable lens. This increase in internal stability, this way to see and love and value the self from a deep internal perspective, knowing your values, knowing your worth. These next 2 weeks are going to feel very emotional with this Aquarius full moon. Even though it is air, even though we're dancing with a lot of masculine energy from all the things happening with Aries and the things happening with Aquarius, this is all masculine energy. But this masculine energy is going to do a beautiful dance with you, SeaGoat. It wants to feel the feelings and do it anyway. It wants to give you the fire that we love in masculine energy, the way that the masculine can feel the emotions and take the action steps, allowing it to be the fuel of sometimes righteous rage or righteous decisions, things that may not seem the most couth, it's allowing us to move forward, moving through the belly of the waves of what we feel. And this is what's going to be going on with this Aquarius full moon, Capricorn. This is a good time to feel your feelings, and they are mainly because they are telling you good stories. They're whispering to you good things about your stability, about your sense of self, about what is possible for you. You can attract so much more abundance than you can create from a space of scarcity. Really understanding any modes of scarcity that you've had about your sense of self, about your sense of identity, about who it is that you are, and this pulls into you major revelations about what it is that you have created, Capricorn. Look back on what you've done, what you have created in this time period, whether it is your healing journey, whether it is a business, whether it is your relationship to work, whether it is how you've healed and stood up for yourself in a family dynamic, especially because we're looking at all of this Aries energy, this Aries activation. You have healed, Capricorn. You have grown, and you are deserving of an award, even if the award is simply given by you. But like I said, a lot of people are here patting you on the back, Capricorn, because of the way this Jupiter transit is happening. So listen to the whispers of the people around you who want you to see and understand yourself better than you have previously, SeaGoat. I love this full moon. It's like I said, it's an emotional energy. It feels very emotional, but it's a good kind of emotion. It feels complete. It feels final. It's an Aquarius full moon happening in the year of the 9. You've ended those cycles and you're able to begin anew. Really look back and look at your values. Look at your newfound sense of self. And again, self-celebration as you go through this journey, SeaGoat. Let it in. Let the waves crash. And whatever ways in which your self-esteem might be challenged, it's to help you understand that you've been your biggest challenger. Okay? So, I love you, and we are going to go into the reading now. All right, so Capricorn, here we are for your Aquarius full moon reading. These days, I look at these moon readings more as insights, direct action steps that you need to be focused on, Capricorn. Because remember, we're in a new era. We are in an Aries era. We've stepped out of Pisces and Saturn, and now we are in Aries and Saturn. Healing is obviously a lifetime journey, Capricorn, but it's about action steps that you need to take, practical things that you need to do in order to see alignment, to rework the spirit, Capricorn. So when I look into your subject here for this Aquarius full moon, we see this relationship between 10 and 10. Okay, we've got 10 of Cups with the 10 of Swords. What you will be happy with and what you will let go, right? All the pain that could have been felt has been felt. What will be standing here? Will you allow yourself to be happy despite the imperfections? I mentioned this, and it's funny because in the client circle, I mentioned this in the past 3 days about the client circle. The 10 of Cups for me is, no, I did it in the healing circle and I did it with 2 clients this week. But the 10 of Cups for me is the 24-year-old couple who moves into a home with nothing. And they just got married and just left university not that long ago. They have very little, but they are deeply in love, and that's enough for them. And they feel the kind of bliss and joy. You guys know that raw feeling that you feel when you're young and you're in love and nothing matters. Nothing matters. And that's what I mean here. That's the kind of energy that I'm talking about. So what is it that you will, let's say, find the joy in? And what pain will you understand that it's time to process and let go of? We've got this here standing next to separation, so sadness, missing, and most importantly, unsure of the future. And then we have stopping the pattern, breaking the pattern. So it's interesting that we've got these two sitting side by side with each other. What does it mean to end the pattern of pain, the cycle of pain, the narrative tied to pain? 10 and 10. Completion. All the cups that you need, Capricorn, are in front of you. The emotional fulfillment that you desire is already sitting inside of you. It's already at your table. There are 10 cups, 10 chalices at your table. There isn't anything else to be had here. Perfection is in the name, not necessarily in the practice. How many of you have been ruminating on this 10 of Swords energy? It's time to stop the pattern. It's time to end it. The swords that could have fallen, and you need to process this and move forward. That's what this Aquarius full moon is coming in to say to you, Capricorn. This is the task that you are being tasked with. Understanding all that you've done up until this point to align with your sense of self-worth, your sense of self-value, the things that have been happening that say to you, I've dealt with the betrayals, I've dealt with the stabs, I've dealt with the things that feel painful, I've understood. And with this, it's almost like with every sword, I gave myself cups. With every sword, I drank a cup of mineral water in that sense as I processed every sword. And now here you are at the completion of both, standing at the crossroads of both. But there's obviously an uncertainty of the future. There's obviously this lack of clarity when it comes to what it is that you desire, what it is that you want. When we look at the shadow, we see origin in the fear. So during this Aquarius full moon, you're going to be more scared of Aquarius energy than you are of anything else. Because what's happening in your subject is this dance between pain and progress. But in your shadow is bigger because it's a major arcana. So there's this deeper fear of what you do not know, of having to start over. And again, we see this with unsure of the future in this sense, right? What does it mean to yearn for something you cannot see, something that is no longer in your hands? You have a deep fear of what you do not know, what you cannot see, what you cannot understand. The thing about this origin card, what I love, is, like I said, it is considered the Fool in other decks. But in this deck, it's called Origin. And what I love about it is obviously it's called Origin because of the origin story. But we see the moon here. We see the moon behind the tree, and she's falling out of the tree. It's the beginning. The bird leaves the nest, and thus the story begins. But the bird leaves the nest during the night sky in this deck. And what's so powerful about this is because it speaks on the uncertainty, the lack of clarity, the mystery of what it means to begin at zero, the infinite possibilities, the infinite awareness, this juggle, this dance between light and dark, pain and progress. What will be? What will come of it? I don't know. I'm unsure. But I know I need to stop the pattern of trying to ruminate on what it is that has hurt me just because it's comfortable. Also, we see in the shadow this Four of Cowrie in reverse. So again, this fear of having to start at zero, and what does it mean to remove your boundaries? Oh, I do not want to be taken from. I do not want to be put in a position where I lose what it is that I've created for myself, where I lose what it is that I've built for myself, this safety net, this safe space, this bubble that I've been in. Right? Let go. But this is what you fear because you don't know what will be. Now, when we look at the advice, we have inspiration with visions of life beyond death. Inspiration comes in as it's also an Aquarian energy for me as well. So inspiration lets you know that all the ideas are with you. Everything you need is inside of you. So this fear that you have of what will be and what you cannot see is not necessary because, again, the beauty of Aquarius is Aquarius trusts in what it knows. Trusts in what it is that it has developed up until this point that's inside of itself. There are visions of life beyond death, the death of the origin, the death of falling out of the nest, the death of beginning again. This is the end that you need to put. We've got two completions here, the 10 of Cups, the 10 of Swords here. There isn't death here. There is an end. There's visions of life. There are things to be seen after the end of this cycle. You can put it to bed. Just because you're unsure of what will happen, this pattern needs to end. You have everything that you need in you to be able to move forward in order to be able to get what it is that you desire, in order to take the steps required to align, to allow yourself to be reborn, to in most ways step into this 10 of Cups energy. There are visions of life beyond death. You have to put an end to the rumination, put an end to what it is that you have been holding on to, the fear that you've had about letting go. It's like a clinging energy. What's interesting is here for the healing points, we have Shekinah. Shekinah is a water energy. The spiritual world wants to help you resolve your worldly concerns. It is safe for you to rely on Spirit as a loving, protective, helpful, and practical presence able to positively affect all areas of your life, including facilitating the resolution of physical problems. Do not limit your spirituality to concepts. Instead, apply your higher knowledge and principles, grow your wisdom, and live your path. Acknowledge your value as a person, as a soul. Treasure the gift of your life. Treasure the gift of your path, and let your spirituality integrate in all facets of your life. So again, what I love about Shekinah is because it always lets me know that the divine is in charge here. That what is happening is you need to give it to God. And again, this limitation of, if this is meant to be the way it's meant to be, then it's supposed to make sense. Then the divine would lead me this way. It doesn't necessarily work like that. Allow the divine to take hold even in the practical. This fear that you have of losing what it is that you have acquired. This fear that you have that something is going to be drained from you is exactly that. It's just a fear. You have to let go. End the pattern. And this desire to hold on to these swords in order to feel like this 10 of Cups is deserving or worthy of having. It's going to be this interesting dance. This interesting dance between the two as you fear letting go and starting over. So underneath this, we also have Perfume of Sophia. Perfume of Sophia is an earth energy. So we begin with water. Water is, Shekinah is saying to release the hold that your emotions have been having on you and understand, again, that the divine wants to take control in terms of practical matters. That there's an ease and a grace happening in your life on the internal as well as the external. That this moment of bliss and or happiness is exactly that. It just is. And you have to let it be that. Then it comes in with Perfume of Sophia asking you to ground yourself in the practical, with saying you will be able to sense the best timing and approach to take, to create space for healing and resolution. Connect to your body and ground yourself in the here and now with bodily friendly practices. You will find your way intuitively and instinctively, even through confusing circumstances, where one moment you are sure the answer is no, and the next moment you are sure the answer is yes. Give up trying to figure out the answer right now and remain open with positive but relaxed expectation that clarity shall emerge spontaneously according to divine timing. So again, we go back into this space where there's a lot of need to breathe, Capricorn. There's a great need to breathe, release, let go, ground, ease, grace. Your emotions, let's say, find their center when it comes to understanding that resolutions to practical problems, being able to just align with this 10 of Cups energy is something you need to allow through understanding that divine is in control in a very positive way. And then you ground yourself with letting go of this, it needs to be like this, it needs to be like that. Again, this whole idea of what needs to happen, what it needs to look like, what it needs to feel like in order for you to actually allow yourself to let go, to stop the pattern. There is an uncertainty about what will be, and that's okay. That's just going to be what it is right now. Focus on grounding yourself as you move through this transition of these watery energies of this Aquarius full moon. Now, when we look at, and keep in mind, Aquarius is air, okay? But again, it is still a full moon. So it is this great healing that's taking place in terms of things that you have been focused on when it comes to this revival of your identity, when it comes to this awareness of your self-worth. But again, this Aquarius full moon is trining with Aquarius and Pluto. So it's going to be, we've got Aquarius in Cancer and Pluto in Scorpio. So it's a deepening kind of energy. This trining energy really pulls you in emotionally and is going to, pull a lot of things out of you where you realize you have to let go. There's a control you just do not have. And that's okay. Because many of you are trying to control things through your own negative thinking, through attaching yourself to the negative because it feels real. Now, at the bottom of the tarot, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so here we come in with this earth energy. So again, this stability on your own. Trusting in the fact that your life is stable, trusting in the fact that you are stable, that you have enough, that you are enough, that things are okay, the ground is not going to shake from underneath you. You've acquired enough, you're stable. Now, this is not just practical, because remember, when it comes to these moon readings, this is emotional, Capricorn. This is kind of like the personal readings. My moon readings are kind of like personal readings, okay? Where it's more about what's going on in your spirit, what's going on in your emotions, and the path that you need to take, the guidance that you need to take, and the steps that need to be taken for you to align the best way that you can. So when we're talking about this Knight of Pentacles, this isn't necessarily about money. This is about the internal stability you've been able to acquire. Capricorn, we're talking about self-worth. Where has your confidence come from? The Nine of Pentacles is the kind of confidence of a person that is not just confidence because they are beautiful or they are valuable or whatever. This is confidence that is built without validation. Confidence that is not external, it's internal. And the pentacles, because a lot of the time, in the tarot, we see people relate pentacles back to just the finances. The pentacle, I want you guys to look at this. The pentacle is, what do we see? We see the 5-point star inside of a circle. The pentacle, the 5-point star, earth, air, water, ether, fire. Inside of the infinite circle, the pentacle is matter. It's that which is practical. It's that which can be felt. All elements in one. It is so much deeper than just finances. The pentacle is substance. Anything that has substance is a pentacle. So your substance has been developed, Capricorn. This is a you that does not need validation. This is a you that is standing steady inside of you. You are the Nine of Pentacles. This is an independent sense of self that has been developed, Capricorn, because Aquarius is moving through your second house. Self-worth, self-value, self-understanding. And here you are at the 9. Built all within, built internally. Now, at the bottom of the Clarity deck, we have lightning. So sudden change, shocking news, upheaval, transformation. So again, you're going through transformation, you're going through change at this time. And this clarity energy of you being unsure about where it is that you will go, but needing to stop the pattern anyway. A lot of this is because you're going to be experiencing a lot of epiphanies during this moon, a lot of awareness coming to you when it comes to this moon, especially around, what it is that you've been able to acquire for yourself, how stable you are in yourself. How stable are you in you? What are you holding on to versus where you will let go? Where is your happiness and bliss versus where is your pain? And what choices will you make around it? Now, at the bottom of the advice deck, we have new birth guarded vigilante. So again, more energy tied around newness. Visions of life beyond death. You are being reborn. That is the overarching energy. There are visions of life beyond the death of what has been, the version of you that has been sitting there. And you are being reborn. And there isn't anything wrong with being guarded as you do so. Now, at the bottom of the shadow deck, we've got the Six of Cups. So by no surprise here, this is related to the past, what has played out in the past, and kind of holding on to those swords in order to feel safe. Sometimes it is safer to be in a kind of a, life has its ups and downs. Like I say to you guys all the time, life is difficult for everyone, for all of us. We all have our own variations of pain. We experience growth through opposition. The earth is about gravity. So we all will feel the weight of gravity. So sometimes in life, when life hits us, we feel like we have to, sit at a base level of disappointment, expecting the worst, or getting so comfortable with pain that we lose sight of light and thinking that that's the only way that we need to be. When happiness, the true art of happiness, is understanding to have no expectation at all, to allow yourself to sit in, again, a sense of contentment because of all that you have experienced. These swords, as well as these cups, have developed you as the Nine of Pentacles. Someone that has the internal substance, someone who has grown and evolved and has this deep sense of self that cannot be ruptured because it was created by grit through fire, as the character sits alone. So it goes into this perspective again that says, you can release this attachment to needing to kind of forge these pentacles through the negative and the positive, and clinging to the negative just in case. And it's time to allow yourself to be reborn. Now, a spiritual gift. We've got 7 blessings of Eve at the bottom of the healing deck. So a spiritual gift shall enter your heart and manifest as a blessing in your life. You have innate talents and abilities which will support your soul into full glorious manifestation. You have been blessed with a beautiful divine destiny to fulfill. You have a natural healing ability. Choose your thoughts and words so that they reflect that which you wish to put into the world, because your influence is stronger and farther reaching than you realize. So again, this is very important, because what is happening during this time is you realizing your value. And as you do so, you need to let go. It's something that is so emotional. It's hard for me to explain it and put it into words, because what's happening during this full moon is it's just such an emotional thing. It's an internal thing that you're going through. It's a change inside that shifts you. That just shifts you from an emotional internal level that says, I see myself, right? And as you see yourself, you're realizing that this rumination of trying to understand what is and what isn't, and there are things that you need to give to God. There are resolutions and things happening and working, let's say, in your favor, that are bigger than you. Just allow it, just move through it, because it's all here to put you into the space where you understand who it is that you are. It's just a process. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. But what will be happening is you are ending a pattern. And I think the pattern is, again, about this dance between the negative and trying to make sense of everything and control everything and understand everything and speak life. You're getting deeper in your stability of self. All right, so what is it we need to be thinking, feeling, doing, being? Thinking, feeling, doing. Thinking. feeling, wow, doing, wow, look at these majors being, wow, okay. So, sorry about that, Capricorn. So, and at the bottom of the deck, I have an Eight of Wands. Okay, so what is it that you need to be thinking? We've got the King of Wands here. So this is great because it's a powerful, passionate energy. The thing about the King of Wands is he's a master of self-belief, even to a point of self-delusion. The King of Wands is the king without clothes, without apology. So your mind needs to be focused in this way where it's like, you know, I can create what it is that I need. I am who it is that I need to be. I'm very confident, stable, strong within myself. The mind needs to be very sharp and very solid during this time of this Aquarius full moon, because it's full of passionate renewal in terms of who it is that you are. So believe in yourself regardless of what it is that you feel you may see. Then we have the feeling being here with the Empress. I love when I see the Empress. She's my favorite. So the Empress is abundance. Again, this big journey of self-worth. This is a very powerful energy because the Aquarius full moon is your second house, and the ruler of the second house is the Empress. So your emotions need to be in a space where you strongly, and I mean strongly, understand your worth. Have a strong sense of your own self-value, your identity, your abundance. I know my worth. I know my value. I like to say for Capricorn, I know my worth is the Queen of Pentacles, and I know my value is the Empress. Because the Empress is also Earth. Worth, Queen of Pentacles, value, Empress. I know my value. And that's where your emotions need to be, in a space that is loving, kind, love in all aspects, love in all things. Allow Venus to come in and align you, to clarify you. This full moon is trying to pour into the lessons it's been trying to teach you over the past 6 months, which is about a strong sense of self-belief, regardless of whatever is around you. The King of Wands is lovely because when he's in the mind, no one can tell him anything. No one can tell him anything. Like I said, he's the king with no clothes, without apology. He will sit there as the naked king and believe wholeheartedly in the fact that he is wearing the greatest outfit of them all. Now, I know that it's a difficult reference because no one wants to be the king with no clothes, because obviously the gist was kind of the ego and the dance of manipulation. But on a positive note, okay, outside of ego and manipulation, on a positive note, to have such a strong sense of self-belief, again, that comes from a strong sense of self-worth. Then we have the Empress, like I said, so this is your mind needs to be on abundance. The abundance of who it is that you are, your value, your worth, your love, the Venusian energy, allowing the second house to really expand itself, to stretch your limbs as you awaken yourself in the second house. I love this energy for you, Capricorn. It's a very abundant energy. Then what it is that we have that you need to be doing is the Magician. So we have Aquarius energy. So understand that the possibilities are endless. We've got this the origin here in terms of what it is that you fear, which is what is unknown. But what it is that you need to be doing is creating from a sense and from a place of knowing your value and knowing that you are the magician. The limitless possibilities are in your hand. You can take form in terms of what it is that you need. And most importantly, for a lot of you, this is an internal thing, like I said. So you're changing and shaping yourself based on this newfound awareness of self. So there's a lot of healing that's going on during this full moon, especially as it's sitting during Leo season, which is in your shadow. You're getting poured into as Venus is in Cancer, and Cancer Venus is beautifully trining with Jupiter Venus. This Aquarius full moon is trining beautifully with Aquarius being in Pluto. So there's a lot of water being poured into you in terms of your self-value, and it's a lot of healing, as Chiron is also in Aries, which is shaking you up in terms of you having to have the courage to step out on faith in terms of loving who it is that you are and restabilizing yourself. And so this is a very good energy. When you remember your worth and you remember your value, you remember that you have the ability to shake the wand and create the land by the flick of your own wrist. So that's where it is that you need to be in terms of this energy, acting on your desires, creating the outcome that you want. What is it you need to be is the Six of Pentacles. So this is the kind of person that is generous, the kind of person that gives to those who give back to it, or themselves. Let's just say that. This is interesting because this is the first time we're seeing something in relation to another person, or people outside of the self. But in terms of who it is that you need to be, very straightforward, generosity. So, but then again, you know, we see Venus being in Cancer and Jupiter being in Cancer. That makes sense because you're going to be poured into from your relationships. People around you are going to help you do this. So give to those who give back to you. That is the primary focus there. Give to those who give back to you. We're going to get something from the Kuan Yin deck, and then we're going to wrap up. Okay, Destiny of the Divine Mother. Actually, I wanted to pull something from this deck as well. Award. All right. What I love about this is, again, remember, we're talking about this Aquarius full moon, and this is the work that you've been putting in all year. All year, in terms of understanding the journey of your self-worth, your self-value, this healing energy, this healing related to your second house, to your Venus energy. So this is good because it lets me know that you're going to be feeling this, which makes sense. We've got the Empress here, we've got the Magician here, we've got a beautiful delusional King of Wands. We have this awareness that the divine is taking hold in terms of solving issues that are worldly concerns that are around you. Give up trying to understand the answer, practicalize yourself in grounding because things are being worked out for you. This is a good energy. So we see that this work that you have been putting in during this time period in terms of increasing this relationship with your second house is getting returns on investments. It's the return on the investment of the internal work. The destiny of Divine Mother. The only wish of the Divine Mother Goddess is that all beings are spiritually free. The Divine Goddess calls us to realize our true nature, to fall in love with our own divinity. Enlightenment is a culmination of many steps, each one as a drop of water forming a divine ocean of peace, realization, love, and unity within us. An ocean that washes away fear, separation, and scarcity, and bathes us in abundance and bliss. You carry the torch of enlightenment within you. Let it shine each day. What I love about this Capricorn is, again, washes away fear, separation, and scarcity. All things that affect the second house. Fear, separation. Remember, we have separation here. Fear of what the future holds. Missing something, feeling like you're missing out. Washes away fear, separation, and most importantly, scarcity in the second house. This is a beautiful energy, Capricorn. Allow yourself to heal. Sometimes we imagine enlightened beings to be another species to everyday humans. Yet there is an old Eastern saying that goes, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. Enlightenment is made manifest through the small actions. Oh, I'm sorry, Capricorn. I believe we got cut off. Hold on a sec. I'm not sure where we were cut off, so I'm going to come back and say that fear, separation, and scarcity, this is very important in terms of the second house, Capricorn. These things are all related to the second house. Fear, separation, and scarcity. And this is what it is that this energy is trying to move through you. And bathes us in abundance and bliss. You carry the torch of enlightenment within you. Sometimes we imagine enlightened beings to be another species to everyday humans. Yet there is an old Eastern saying that goes, Before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. Enlightenment is made manifest through the small actions we take each day. Sometimes the smallest action can feel like an enormous leap, and yet when that action is taken, we realize that the journey into peace is something we can choose to take at any moment. Capricorn, I'm going to read this for you again. The only wish of the Divine Mother Mother Goddess, is that all beings are spiritually free. The Divine Goddess calls us to realize our own true nature, to fall in love with our own divinity. Enlightenment is a culmination of many steps, each one is a drop of water forming a divine ocean of peace, realization, love, and unity within us. An ocean that washes away fear, separation, and scarcity, and bathes us in abundance and bliss. You can carry this torch of enlightenment within you. Let it shine each day. Capricorn. Empress energy needs to be where your emotions are. Remove scarcity and bathes us in abundance. Long deserved awards are finding you, Capricorn. And this is happening again, like I said, my moon readings are the internal dance. Now, obviously, this is going to show itself on the external. So welcome in these generous gifts that you're going to be receiving from people and places and things around you. But most importantly, there is this awareness that you're going to have inside that you are healed. And that's why they need to have peace, to relax, to allow things to be taken care of without you needing to control every step, every step and every second of it, without you needing to come up with every answer like we see here. Allow peace to rush over you. You have enough of what it is that you need. Allow yourself to be reborn. There are visions of life beyond death. There is nothing to fear here, Capricorn. So I love this energy for you. And yeah, so I love you so much, SeaGoat. Ciao.